back to Ready for Brazil. Today we're going to talk about two verbs, precisar and ter que. That means something very similar, yet it can be very confusing when using the Portuguese language. So let's get to it. So the verb precisar, it is normally followed by D, like precisar G, means to need to do something or to actually need something. So for example, if you say, I need to drink, right? I need to drink. Eu preciso de beber. I need to drink, right? So it actually reads I need of drink, right? But that's not really what it means. I need to drink. So if you have if it's followed by a verb, like drink, eat, example, right? You put the infinitive form of that second verb, right? So I need to drink. If you actually need something, a specific object, say a beer, eu preciso de cerveja, right? So it's followed by DE, and you can put that noun after it, or if you're needing to do something, an actual action or verb, it's the full verb, the infinitive form, right? So let's do one more example. It's pretty simple, I think. So let's do, they need to use the laptop. Let's do you all. You all need, so what is it going to be if it's a verb, right? Usar. Notebook is another word for laptop, right? Or the word for laptop. So you all, vocês precisam de usar o notebook. You all need to use the notebook, the laptop. All right? Pretty simple, right? So let's say we need to eat, right? So nós precisamos de comer. We need to eat, right? How about if we say we need food, right? So I'll put it up here. Nós precisamos de comida, right? So the big difference I want to show you is that you need to do something, you put the infinitive verb, you need to drink, you need to eat. You need an actual object, you just put that noun there. I need beer. We need food, right? Simple enough, I think. Let's go to the next one. So the verb ter que, right? It's have to, right? So the verb for have is ter. We learned that a long time ago, didn't we? So ter que means have to do, right? It could also mean need to do, right? So that's why I included these two verbs, precisar and ter que, in the same lesson. Very similar things. So let's say eu tenho que comer, right? I have to eat, right? In the previous slide, we could have put eu preciso de comer. I need to eat. Eu tenho que comer means I have to eat. Right? In many cases, they're interchangeable. Right? So let's use another example. Ele tem que ir agora. He has to go, remember, just like in the previous slide, the precisar. If what you're having to do is an actual verb, it's an action, the verb stays in its complete infinitive form, right? So he has to go now. Ele tem que ir agora, right? Very similar to ele precisa de ir agora. He needs to go now and he has to go now, right? So they're both very similar. I completely understand if people get confused. I get confused at times, but in many cases you can use them interchangeably. The one way you could not use interchangeably is that if you needed like an actual object, right? Eu preciso de comida. I need food. There's no way to use ter que with that, right? It says have to. You can say I have to eat, right? Eu tenho que comer. But you cannot say eu tenho que comida. I have to food, right? You have to say eu preciso de comida. Here is have to or must also. It can also be a translation for must. Eu tenho que comer. Okay. So do one more. Nós temos que, there's a space there, sorry. Fazer a lição de casa agora. Nós temos que, we have to, fazer is what again? To do, right? To do, learn that. Nós temos que fazer a lição de casa agora. Lição de casa is homework. We have to do the homework now. Nós temos que fazer a lição de casa agora. Okay. So let's do some examples now, and I'm gonna write each verb, precisar and ter que, side by side, and I want you to see what ways we can use them. So, você precisa de comprar carro hoje, right? It's a J. Você precisa de comprar carro hoje. Can we also say that using ter que? Sure. Você tem que comprar carro hoje. You need to buy a car today? You have to buy a car today. More or less the same thing, right? How about if we do this? If you say, I need a car. Desculpe. Eu preciso de carro agora. I need a car now. I need a car now. Can you say that with ter que? No, you really can't. You can't say I have to a car now, right? So these are very similar. These are the same, more or less, right? But this one is different. So você precisa de comprar carro hoje. Você tem que comprar carro hoje. More or less the same thing, right? Need to buy a car, you have to buy a car. Eu preciso de carro agora. I need a car now. And there's really no way of using that with ter que, right? So if it's expressing necessity for a very certain object, right? I need food, I need a car. That is precisar, you're needing something, right? For precisar de plus a verb, right? Or tem que plus a verb, right? You can use them interchangeably, okay? So just remember that sometimes you can use them together or interchangeably, sometimes you cannot. It really just depends on if there's a verb following, infinitive verb following it, like in this case, or if there isn't, like in this case, in which you would not be able to have a ter que equivalent there. All right, folks, have a good one. Take care.